Okay, ma'am. So, shall we start?
Yeah, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Good evening, dear professors. So, on behalf of Ma Gregorius College of Arts and Science and Department of Business Administration, Shift 1, let me take this privilege once again to welcome you all to this Day 5 Faculty Development Program topic, Teaching Attributes. So, let me not take much.
Yeah. Thank you, Professor. To know that we know what we know, and to know that we don't know what we don't know. That is true knowledge. Happy evening to all. I'm captivated to introduce our resource person for today's session, Ms. Sri Ranjini Sundar, Assistant Professor, RR Institute of Medical Sciences. Kanjipuram, where she completed her bachelor's degree and master's degree in radiology technology in science. Presently, she is pursuing her PhD in radiology and imaging technology. She has served as a tutor, academic coordinator, and CT radiographer in various medical centers and colleges. She has published various research articles nationally and internationally. Our proud resource person has presented more than 26 oral presentations on ultrasound, elastography, MRI artifacts, CR and DR technology, MRI physics and clinicals, and, and so on. She's been a convener of the various conferences. She has also contributed in the field of computer demography, healthcare, patient safety, healthcare management, healthcare technology, clinical research, and basic life support. I really extend the warm welcome to the outstanding speaker, Professor Sri Ranjini Sundar, who has warmly accepted our invitation to join us today to the fifth day of Faculty Development Program conducted by Department of Business Administration Shift 1, Mark Gregorius College of Arts and Science, Chennai. We welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you, Shami ma'am. That was a very nice introduction. I'm really impressed. Thank you for that. And I should first of all thank the organizing committee of Mount Gregorius College for calling me as one of your first speaker for this session. And this is a good initiative which we have taken, and I see a very good participants, and it is really nice to see these many professors sitting in one roof and listening to all those things. It's really a pleasure for me to be one of the just a tool to deliver what I know, what I have gained, and what I could deliver to this society. So, without any further delay, let me get into the presentation. I'll just put on my PPT. Just let me know if you're able to see.
Um, ma'am, before the session starts, and I request
Yes, ma'am.
all the participants to turn up your video for photo session.
Dear professors, kindly turn on your video for the day 5 photo session, the final photo session. So, I request all the professors to turn on your video for a while. Thank you, dear professors. Ranjani ma'am, you can take over.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So is my PPT visible to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. So today's topic is about teaching attributes. So before entering into my PPT, I just wanted to brief out what I'm going to tell you. I'm just going to tell you people because most of you are in this field and you will be knowing and you will be doing this like throughout your lifetime and this will be your routine. I'm just going to tell you how could you enhance your routine and get a good result. Maybe the inputs what I learned in my 8 years of journey, or how to get a good teacher student rapport, or how to go ahead with your how to be like result oriented. At the end of this session, I hope that you will be knowing how to get a result oriented session. Like after each of your topic which you be covering or whatever you take, the results what you do it before and after will be little different, and your perspective of your teaching also will be little changing. That is what I'm trying to enhance in this session. So without further delay, let me get into the first slide, which is about my introduction. So what is an attribute? So it's a general term. It's a general technical term which says that, which refers to the qualities, the skills, the characteristics, and how effective an educator can possess. So, for example, at today's scenario, if you
Excuse me,
see,
ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am.
whatever we get,
The slides are not
yeah,
moving.
yes,
The slides are not moving, ma'am.
no,
Moving. It's not
no,
moving. It's not changing. No.
okay, okay, 1 minute.
Yeah. It changed actually.
No, maybe there is some. This, I'll do it.
It was okay. Just change the slide. Turn on the slideshow mode.
Yeah. Wait.
Yeah.
Now you are able to move.
Yes.
Is the
Yes.
slide
Yes.
first slide is being seen? Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So yes. So the teaching attributes refers to the qualities, the skills, the characteristics that an effective educator possesses. So how effective can we be? Like for example, whatever we are going to teach from a book, it is there already available in various sources in the internet. The students get everything in hand. So what is the role of a teacher there is to show them where to look at and how to look at the things. So that is what the main quality of the teacher is. So to say them that you have to look into something in this way, we have to possess certain qualities and characteristics, and that is what we term as the attributes. So these attributes are mainly to create a positive classroom environment and inspiring student to reach their full potential. So inspiring them in the sense to make them learn more, to make the learning process more interesting and more effective also. So coming to the first part, the first most important attribute for a teacher, for an upcoming teacher or an experienced teacher or whoever you are, the most important thing is your subject knowledge. So what do you know about your subject is very, very important. Like a deep understanding of the subject matter which you are teaching, so that teaching students with the most complicated things doesn't make you people more subject knowledge person, but teaching the hardest concept in a simplest manner needs more subject knowledge for it. So we teachers should always have expertise in our field. We should update ourselves. We should make sure that we know whatever we know, even a little, with utmost clarity, and which should be in an engaging manner. We should tell them. Just taking a session with more of theory and just putting them what all is there. For example, a concept, you're going to teach them a concept, and if you're just taking it more into in a sense of classroom chalkboard teaching itself. So let's talk about a chalkboard teaching. I hope the pedagogy is been over. So in that case, you will be knowing what is classroom teaching, what is a chalkboard teaching, and all. When you do chalk and talk, you have to make sure that it is a one-on-one conversation and not just only one conversation. That is more important. So the information what you give, It should be more accurate, more precise, and more effective also. Uh, as I'm basically from a medical science person, so the cognitive, the adapt. If you take a student's cognitive power, they can sit and give concentration up to only 20 minutes, which is like which we will be engaging the same subject for 45 minutes to 1 hour, but the students can have attention power of only 20 minutes. So how to make that 40 minutes more effective into 20 minutes is what plays a very important and a crucial role for a teacher. So, in summary, what a teacher should be doing is they have to enhance the effectiveness of their teaching. So, giving too much of information is also sometimes a backfire for a teacher. So, even in this session, I prefer that we have a one-on-one conversation rather than me teaching you people what it is and you just listen or just hear it in a speaker and do your routine is not required. I want you people to have an engaging session. The session should be an engaging one. So if you have anything in between, you can just ask me and we can have a further discussion. If you feel my points are little not clear, you can just stop me at any point and you can ask me also. So coming to the next point, the most important thing is the teacher creates a meaningful learning experiences. We don't just teach what is there in a book. We teachers actually teach them what it is an experience for them. So when some concept is being applied for them in a practical in the industry, they will always remember you also. They will remember that this teacher taught me this concept. This teacher told me this way. So make your way, or all the teachers should possess a style of teaching. That is very important. So this style gets more what to say? Like the student gets more attracted towards style. So why do you think you all know that students go and watch movies and they have their own fan following is only because one particular way or one thing which they like about that particular actor or actress which will make them a fan of them. So same way, each teacher should possess a style or a quality which will attract the student to make a fan of them. I hope you all understand what I'm trying to tell. Can I get an yes or something? Yes. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So for that, as I said earlier, the first thing is your communication skill. How do you communicate to the students? So basically, what we have seen in our school or colleges will be teachers will come, they will just say obviously when we are there in a staff room or in a room before a meeting, before the principal comes or before some of our seniors come, we'll be sitting and talking. We'll be chit-chatting. That will be there. That's a human nature. Human behavior is to sit, talk in a classroom, have some conversation, have some engaging things with so we are social animals, of course. So we have to do that. So in that, what happens is most teachers, when they enter, every teacher in our life, even including me, would have done. This class is the worst batch we have ever seen. This dialogue is like a tagline for every teacher. So what happens here is we are registering them, though they are not the worst batch at all, but still we are registering them that they are the worst batch. They think themselves, our teacher doesn't like us. Or this teacher, she just comes, she'll shout and she'll go. So these things makes the student makes the teacher very unapproachable. So we have to be. I'm not telling it is not possible. It is not even possible for a human to behave always in a cool-minded with the shoes off like walking on a cloud is never happen. It's never going to happen for us. It will be like we will be hectic. We will have our own chaos. We will have our own syllabus completion, deadlines, IA marks to be entered. Lot of things will be there. But still, I request all the teacher after attending this session, just make sure your day, when you start your first session, just go and talk to the student in a very, very loving manner. It will be hard at the first, but just make them just ask them, how was their day? Or just tell them, instead of a student coming and tell us a good morning, we can make them, we can also start saying them a good morning first. We can tell them good morning students and we can just start our conversation like that and build. When you try to build a conversation with them, in a very friendly manner, the teaching what you're telling is also reaches them very earlier. They feel that, so you would have heard students telling, the concept when my friend teaches, I do it, I understand it more easily and I'll write it very easily. That is only because of one thing. This has been, a research has been done for this, and it has been found why students feel that is because the student feel it is in their way of communication. It's their language of communication. When you go and talk to a Telugu speaking person, you talk to them in a Telugu. Same way, when you talk to a Tamil speaking person, you go talk to them in a Tamil. So, same way, when you talk to a student, the communication, what you want to do, it should always be in an engaging process. So, you have to be, so to keep an engaging process with the student, we should have a very clear and effective communication. And you have to explain the concept in a way that they will be understanding in very simple words. Putting them a complicated words will only make them a fear for the subject. I have seen basically our subjects, like medical subjects, are very much oriented with clinical terms and all. When I just go and I just tell them all the clinical terminologies, they will feel very afraid. They'll be afraid of the subject actually. So what I understood from this is teachers should be able to communicate the ideas in a way that is very understandable and relatable to the student. Some concepts are there in their day-to-day life. You can just explain them in that way. So for this, what a teacher should possess is just little patience and perseverance for upgrading ourselves. So next is the most important thing every teacher should possess. This I will tell all to my juniors every time. You should have passion and you should have enthusiasm. Without passion and enthusiasm, no work will be done. Even a carpenter, if he wants to do his his work, just a table carving also, it has to be done only with his passion and his enthusiasm. A person who has been pushed into I have heard many juniors telling, ma'am, we chose teaching is because it is a 9 to 5 job. We will get married. For female means we get married. We have a family to look after. So we just come for 9 o'clock and we can go by 5 o'clock. We can have our own lifestyle and it will be very calm and we'll have a lot of leaves. These are the what I have heard many times. So what I feel is this thing has to be stopped. A person who is really passionate, because we teachers are not creating someone, we are not creating, if it is a table job, if it is office work, it is just, if you're doing something uninterestingly or without passion, you're just going to ruin your own life. Maybe you will not improve in your life, or you will not help the work to go in a very progressive manner, or you're going to stop that office progression. But when in a teaching, if you don't have that passion, or if you don't have the enthusiasm to learn what is being taught, what happens here is you are stopping, like, take for example, 40 students life, a future of maybe a management student, a future manager, you're spoiling his life. You're spoiling a future doctor, you're spoiling a future technologist, you're spoiling a future architect, like that. So it is always important for us to have the passion for our job. Maybe we would have ended up in this faculty program. Many people would have ended up into becoming a faculty due to various reasons. But whatever it is, the day you have taken this, the passionate is very important. How lovingly you start making the work, you will be the best in yours. I always believe this. It's a 7th standard poem which I read. Whatever we are, be the best. Even the grass, be the tallest grass. That is what I always take in my life. Whatever we do it with love. The work you do also you will not feel the tiring thing. Now, if you have no interest in that, the work becomes like a stress for you. If you have that love towards your work, the work becomes just just like a moonwalk. So it is always passionate and enthusiastic teachers create a very good and bright, socially active, important people in our society. So what we create is a future society. So we should have the passion and enthusiasm. The next thing, adaptability. So what is adaptability for a teacher? I have put a picture here. Could you see a chameleon picture? Could you all see the chameleon picture on my slide? Is my slide visible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, yeah. So why a chameleon? Because we have heard many people telling, don't be like a chameleon, don't be like a chameleon. But chameleon has a beautiful quality of getting itself adapting to the environment which it is. Though it doesn't possess from that environment. If you see a chameleon near a bark or that is a tree bark, it will become brown in color. When it is in the leaf, it will become a green in color. So chameleon character is not at all a negative character. That is what every human is required to be. You have to be in Rome, live as Romans. So same thing, the chameleon does it. So, but what is being taught for us? Don't be like a chameleon. Chameleon changes. Don't change your color. No, adaptability for a teacher is very, very important. When you take if you take in a classroom, you will not have only brilliant students or only obedient or very, very polite students. We will have a varied culture of students because each student come up from different backgrounds and they will have different parenting or different social economic status or different backgrounds where they grow up. So we have to understand them. We should always think them as our own kids. I'll be talking about empathy in the next slide. So before that, adaptability is you have to teach them in a way that everyone understands it. So you can't just like that tell, yeah, in a class of 40 or 20 passes doesn't make a teacher a good one. A student is a student. A teacher should make sure that every student of the class understands the concept because everyone has a different IQ and everyone has a different understanding capability. It is the responsibility, it is the important quality of a teacher to understand which student deserves how much of explanation required or whether they have understood or whether they are they are in their own world or what. Students will be having a lot of diversions. When we were studying in our age, we had very, very less amount of social media things. But now the social media has taken over everyone, even ourselves. If you take our teachers also, they sit and watch all those things, reels and everything. Like if you just go into Instagram, the time flies off like hours flies off like seconds. So that much of distractions are happening for grown-up ones. Then think about the adolescent people. We teachers, actually college teachers handle, in psychology we say social identity versus confusion. That is the stage where we handle the students. That is, the students doesn't know what is their identity. We actually give them the identity. We make them what they are going to be in the future. Most of the students, backbenchers, are being biggest problem solvers. They are the problem creators in the college, but they become the biggest problem solvers when they leave the college. So these things can be adapted. These things has to be adapted by the faculty. The effective teachers are adaptable. They can adjust the teaching methods and strategies to meet the diverse needs of the students. So they recognize different students and their different learning styles. And we have to be flexible in their approach to teaching. Always, teaching should not be like you have one PPT for one topic. The same topic next semester, the students come, you can't put the same PPT or same way of teaching. We have to teach our teaching methodology. We have to upgrade ourselves. We have to make sure that because students change. If you see each batch, the students' level of understanding keep on changing. Some batches we might have very bright students. Some batches we will have students who are not very bright in education. But we should not we should not just tell that this is what is there, you have to understand. Yes, books will be having the same content, I agree. But we have to make sure that we just give the topic in a very elaborative manner. And we have to research on books. We have to search for more books and find more concepts. The same concept will be explained by different authors in different manner. We teachers have to go for it, search for it, and get for it. We can tell the students, but still it is our responsibility. Even you are 20 years experience. Without preparing, don't go to the classroom. That is what my seniors have told me, and I'm just teaching you people those things. It is like you have to make sure you adapt according to the requirement. Even our entire society is getting adapted to it only, based on the requirement of the people. And as we are a product delivering persons only, so we have to make sure a product, that is the quality of student what we produce, also should be in a good manner. To get that adaptability for a teacher is very important. So all teachers can be a chameleon at the classrooms. Next. So whatever I have told, it is all the most foundation thing is your patience. The picture what I've shown here is a plant which is being getting uprooted. So what happens here is most crucial attribute for teachers when you're working with students. It is their, what to say, it's your key thing. It's your key ingredient to get a good teacher-student rapport. Always remember, when you plant a seed and you pour the water, you give them essential things. Every seed doesn't sprout immediately. Some seeds take their own time. That doesn't mean that seed is not growing. It is growing. It takes its own time. Some growth will not be seen visibly. Some growth will be seen immediately. So the patience for us is very, very important. We teachers have to remain calm and supportive, and we should always make sure our words doesn't hurt the students or discourage any student. If you can't encourage one student, is also fine. In a day, if you can't encourage one student, it is fine. But never ever discourage a student by telling their flaws. Even if they have a flaw, you can tell it in a positive manner and make them understand that flaw is fine and people exist with that flaw and they can also overcome it. So our patience is very, very important. Every teacher should have this patience and calmness, which we have to practice on a daily basis with the students and help the students to overcome the challenges. Next, creativity. So as I said earlier, with all your enthusiasm and your patience and your quality of teaching, everything improves or it's been taken to a next level by your creativity. How creative or how innovatively you can deliver a topic makes you also not only the student being engaging in the classroom, but also us to be really feeling interesting, learning something. Make sure, I always tell this, we should always have a graph for us. Like last year by this time what you were doing and this year what you have done. Don't compare yourself with anyone. Just compare your growth with yourself. What was your growth in your last year and what was your growth in this year? So how creatively you have delivered or how many students you have inspired to become creative and make them, students have a very big imagination power. They can imagine anything. So making them imagine, making their imagination to bring in the interest, it is the responsibility of the faculty to bring in innovative teaching pedagogies and follow teaching and follow these teaching attributes and get the result-oriented teaching. So creative teachers always find unique ways to present information and make learning more engaging. Now for all these things, whatever I have taken so far, I could have put I have books which shows FDP, faculty development programs, we have teaching pedagogies, lot of books are there. I could have just copied all the things and I would have put it in a PPT and just bullets and I could have done it. But what I felt is that will make, even seeing at a PPT with too much of points makes a person very suffocating and they will not be able to take what is being needed. So when a grown-up like us and who's been into this field feels this, just think about the student who is like entirely new. He will be just introduced with suddenly of 6 to 12 subjects of sudden, which are all completely new to him. and which he is clueless, and all the books will be having a high funda English and everything. That is a language barrier. There are some cases where the concepts are being very tough, sometimes the subjects are very tough. So it is our responsibility to find unique way and be very creative to make sure the students understand what we are trying to inculcate in them. Next, empathy. So I guess many of you would have heard the word sympathy, but what is empathy? Have anyone have any idea about it? What is empathy?
Putting ourselves in others'
Placing ourselves into their shoes.
situation.
Yes, yes. So, do you think that every teacher can do that, thinking honest to every student's way?
Not exactly at all times. 100% is not possible.
Yeah, not exactly all the time. That is not possible, 100%. But we could just relive our student period. Or don't forget your student period. If you remember your student period, you would have just known, yes, there will be students will be notorious. Even if you ask my students would say that I will be the most strict faculty, a devil only. For them, I'm like a devil only sometimes. But at the same time, when they have an issue, they approach me the first. That is one thing which I always remember is a student is a student, and we should always have the empathy towards them in a way that, yes, when we were that age, we would have done the same mischievous thing. Most of the faculties, don't tell me that you were all good. Everyone would have done some notorious thing, some bunking the classes, going out, or going for a cinema, bunking the class, talking in the classroom, eating the food during the class hours, all these things, everyone at least one time in our life we would have done in our college life, right? So the same thing, when the student does it, yes, we have to tell them that is wrong. But at the same time, don't create a hatred. There is something what we call in medical is you should not treat them like a grown-up adults. See them like your kids. When you see them like your kids, you will scold your kids, but you will never hate your kids at any point. You will tell them, yes, this is wrong, don't do it. But at the next moment, after after the end of the hour or the end of your session, you can just talk to them like, don't do it. Why do you do it? You just scold it. You just gave them a big bash. Yeah, you got their temper. You just gave it up. Everything you have done. But at the end of your session, make sure that you talk to the student in a polite or in a way making them understand that your anger was not out of hatred, but out of love to correct their mistakes. So this way, what happens here is students will feel that whenever you scold next time, students will understand that you're scolding him for his or her good virtue and not in terms of any of your hatreds. Because you may think, no, I don't do it intentionally. Why should I go and explain? Yes, we don't owe them an explanation, but they are little humans who are just coming up, and we should show them that world is not so horrible for them, and everyone does mistakes, and mistakes are being forgiven and forgotten. So I request every faculty, yes, you scold them. They make a mistake, immediately you give them one bash, you scold them, you give them some punishment. But at the end of the day, make them understand that punishment or this is not to hurt them, but to make them understand that is our intention for our punishments, right? We are not here to, we don't have any personal vengeance with any student, right? We are here to make them or guide them in a good manner. So make sure that this is being conveyed to the student. Many a times we teachers fail in that. So the statement what we tell to them might be like one or 2 seconds for us, but that one point or that one statement will be running in their mind throughout. Sometimes it is throughout their life also. So make sure what you talk, and always talk in a supportive manner, and always have a classroom. Whenever you enter a classroom or whenever you are having a conversation with the students, make sure that every student is being involved. make them feel valued, respected, and they should be understood. They should feel, yes, I have a problem, I can go to my faculty. Because nowadays you could see student suicidal rates are going really peak because students are very, very fragile. They may look like very strong or rugged and all, but inside them, their mental development or understanding what is happening to them is completely in a very, very wrong manner. They take everything offensive. They take it everything very personal. So it is our duty. They are our students. They are our kids. We have to make sure that we don't hurt them at any cost. Next is organization. So I have told you many points like adaptability, your enthusiasm, passion, then your patience. Then now coming to organization. So how subject matter, when we take it up a subject matter, so how well organized you are. We teachers has to know the priority things. We should know how to clearly plan the objective of a topic. For example, tomorrow you're going to take a topic. You can just take a book and read about it and then go deliver the topic, whatever it is, you can explain it. But which to be told more? What is the important or what is the gist of the topic is to be understood by the faculty who's going to deliver the knowledge. And then what has to be given more important and how it has to be delivered. All these things has to be planned in your. If you're not able to make a note of it or take a paper or record it black and white, at least in your mind level, you have to keep yourself organized. In 1 hour, how much of topic you're going to deliver? Are you going to deliver an entire chapter or you're going to deliver a portion of the chapter? That is most important. You should not go unplanned to any class. Never go to a class without preparation. Even if you are in your 40 years of experience, never do that. Am I audible? Yeah. So
Yes, audible, ma'am.
always plan ahead.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Audible.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. So then plan ahead, set clear objective, and create a structured learning environment. And you can promote a productivity and focus. So far, is there any clarifications to be needed, or you have any anything to be discussed regarding the T presentation? What I've been done so far? Do you feel this is all very hard to be followed?
Clear, all clear, ma'am. We are with you.
All, yeah, okay. Fine. So next, feedback and assessment skills. So how do you assess the students? Is most of the time we assess them with our internal assessments only. It is just the marks. So what are the what we? Yeah.
Excuse me. PPT is not visible. You have stopped presenting. No, it's not visible now.
No, it is.
No, you have gone out of presentation.
Is my PPT not visible too? Is my PPT not visible now?
No, ma'am.
So it's
No,
visible.
No, it's not
This
visible.
visible is
Yes,
what
ma'am,
I
it's visible.
maybe network issues for some of you. I guess my things are good here. Okay. So the next is feedback and assessment skills. So how do we take an assessment for a student? How do you say this student is a bright student, this student is a dull student? I just want some inputs from the faculties online. Can you just tell me, like, how do you assess the students basically?
His ability to grasp a
Am I
concept.
audible? Yeah, is the ability to grasp the concept. Yes. Then what are the methods you take for that, sir? Like what methods do you adapt to tell his ability to understand the concept? In what
So
methods?
in case,
If in case I am asking for suggestions, or if in case I want the students to be interactive in the class, number one, I will know that he is when he is interacting with me, I'll know that he's actually paying attention. And then even if he does not understand the concept, he will ask me a doubt with regards to that, which shows that he is paying attention and he has the aptitude to grasp the concept. So yeah.
Okay. So it is basically his memory power is being evaluated.
No. His
How will-
engagement in the class. How he engages in the
Yeah,
class.
engagement. Yeah, how he engagements or his attention power. We can tell his attentiveness.
Yes.
How much attentive.
Performance
So,
can also
yes.
be assessed. Means
Yeah,
by
performance will be evaluated. Yeah.
how he
Okay.
or she
So
is
these are the
performing.
methods. Yeah, in the your exams, in your internal assessments, correct? Yes, very good. Sir, ma'am, just an input from my side. Like how now you tell me how a teacher can be assessed. Like what type of assessment can be done to a teacher to tell that the teacher is in par with. Now I told you these many attributes, no? So how do you think a teacher can get their feedback or assessment skills?
Updation
For a
with
faculty
concepts
member.
in the subject. Updation with concepts.
Yeah,
in the
updation
subject.
with the. Yes, very good. So then, anything else, madam?
Effectiveness of delivery.
Effectiveness of delivery, and you'll see that the teachers' results, no? How much of passing or how much of distinction a teacher is giving. So,
that component is not entirely dependent upon the teacher, Mama.
That is not dependent on
Yes,
the teacher,
that
and
depends on
moreover, that is not the component to be assessed for the teacher.
Okay, fine. So, what are the components you will be accessing for a teacher, sir?
The teacher knowledge and the delivery mode. And
Yes.
teacher knowledge, delivery mode, and he should not be biased with the students. And updated knowledge.
Okay.
Like, basically, I'm a principal,
Yes.
so I look into these three aspects, not the result, because sometimes what happens, result is abrupt. I know that because I have served as a chairman and evaluator. I know how the results come.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Of course, that is true. So, one more, my suggestion of evaluating a teacher would be attending the sessions. Like how many teachers are engaged or doing something apart from their routine classworks. Like they take a subject, they come off, and that alone doesn't make a faculty, a complete one. That is what we feel it. Like faculty development programs are being developed for this cases only. Now, these many teachers have joined for this session is mainly to access their own skills and see how much they have know or what they could upgrade themselves. So those like that, same way, a student should also be evaluated not only based on what he is able to grasp or what he is able to write or what he is able to tell us immediately, but based on how well he performs. Like many students I have seen in basically in our medical field, they will not be very good at theory. Theory, they'll be very poor sometimes. They'll not be even to tell us what it is. But if you ask them to do a technique, in my field, it is like taking an X-ray or CT, MRI. They'll go and they'll do it very perfectly than a student who has secured 80%. So what I feel, what I would say to you all is, don't ever access or don't ever judge a student based on their marks alone. Some students have the ability to understand and they fail to maybe they have fear. There are various reasons. Their cognitive power diminishes due to various reasons. Maybe they have a fear at the time of exam time, or they have the fear of telling us like orally, verbal communication will be little less. There are students who have the problem of talking boldly to someone or delivering it in a bold manner. They might fail in that. So based on these things, we should never evaluate the student, but the skills what they develop is what. So teachers should be able to evaluate the student based on understanding and performance effectively, and wherever the student is lagging behind, it is the responsibility of the faculty to identify the students' lag and find out what to be done to improve them. Improving the student is what our goal should be. It should not be that every student should get 100%. Okay, one of them gets 100 is fine. Rest are getting 80 is also fine. Some are getting 45 is also fine. Some are getting 50% is also fine. But the 45 and 50 doesn't make them less to the person who have secured 80 and 70. So my session is mainly to this. And this is what we have to practice. And I wanted to instigate this again and again is lifelong learning. Every teacher should be committed and have to have a continuous learning and a professional development and getting updated on new educational trends, because the trend now ChatGPT has come, everything, like if they just put the one word in the ChatGPT, entire thing is being done. They can create everything. So we teachers has to make sure that we have to learn and upgrade ourselves equal in par with the students, because the world is changing rapidly and we teachers have to go or run along with the students to match their requirement. Only if you give nowadays, no simple meal is not sufficient for everyone. They need a variety of food in that. So same way, even our delivering of knowledge needs to be in variety of methods, adapting methodologies, attending sessions and making them in a very, very effective way of communications. We have to make sure that the students are being created for a very, very good human being and good, socially responsible person for the society. That is what we faculty has to take care. So it is always like we have to learn, we have to update ourselves, we have to make sure that the things are going on in the right way always. And this is something which I wanted to bring in, because most FDP programs will not be teaching about this reflective practice. So what is this reflective practice? Does anyone have any idea about this, or you have heard anything before about what is reflective thinking or reflective practice? Am I audible?
Yes, audible, madam.
Yes, ma'am,
Yeah.
audible.
So have you heard? Yeah, have anyone heard about reflective practice?
Yeah, it is a systematic way of analyzing the teacher. Teacher should see the evidence about their teaching methodology and the practice which they adopt. Finally, to see that the teacher delivers the complete experiences to the student in the professional part of it.
Yes, sir. So yes, sir. This professional handling, this is being mainly done from, so where the source of getting this feedback is from the students, our mentors, that is the faculty mentors and colleagues. So we should be always what a teacher should be when we even get more experiences and when we go into many things, when we explore many things also. Still, every teacher should have a very open-minded to constructive criticism, and continuously we have to make sure that our teaching skills is being improved. So the lifelong teaching, learning and reflective practice should be like one-on-one. Like once you do a reflective practice, and then you have to learn what has been your negatives or what is have to be improved. It is not always a negative. It is sometimes improvements is what many people needed. So those improvements has to be needed and has to be done prolongingly. Then resilience. So our teaching field it is very challenging. Like we have to handle some people with more energy, and those energy has to be brought into a constructive manner. If you just don't handle them properly, they can get into very, very destructively. So it is our responsibility, or as a teachers, to be very, very resilient. Teachers can bounce back from adversity learn from their experience, and persevere in their commitment to their student success. And at the end, every teacher will be a teacher, but the student just passes by, and we will be the point where we are, but the student will be growing up, and the only souls who will be very happy to see them growing faster and growing, seeing them in a very flying with colors is what is very important quality of a teacher. That is like we are sometimes the unsung heroes of the society. So the positive attitude to make sure that we have a powerful impact on the classroom environment and student motivation is also important. And optimistically, being optimist is not only good for the classroom environment, but also for us also. It is always talking good words, making us also a happier person and a positive person, and it will radiate to everyone around us. So having a positive attitude keeps us stress free sometimes. So the conclusion of my session is effective teaching always requires a very unique set of attributes, and it's not just mere of subject matter or alone. Not only just the knowledge of the subject is enough, but also other things like your patience, perseverance, your passion, your teaching pedagogies, how you teach them, how you make them engaging, how what all you improve yourself, all these things makes a successful teacher. So they are always passionate, and about you have to learn and you have to become an expertise in it. Keeping your education and updations in par is very important thing. And organizational skills, a positive attitude, and commitment to reflective practice is also an essential thing. And ultimately, resilient teachers perceive through the challenges and continuously improving their practice to ensure the success and well-being of their students. So by this, I just want to conclude the session by saying that we have to possess at least few of these qualities at some scenarios and make ourselves a better educator, and we can create, and we are the ones who create a lasting impact on the lives of their students and impart them to thrive in a ever changing thing. So with this, I'll end my session. Is there anything to be discussed or any discussions? The ground is open for discussion. You can just come up.
Dear professors, any doubts, any clarification, you may feel free to ask her.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
That was really a awesome session. What we felt, it is like what we felt you were just trying to dictate. It was like that. The session was really awesome.
Okay.
And in the technology related world, so how to balance between technology and the book oriented way of learning? So what is the balance that we have to strike for the students as well as for the faculty?
Faculties, yes. This is actually a different ball game. And the thing is, what I saw in my students is when I give them a book, when I tell them like this book is nice, you read it, they never go for that book. When I tell them a website, they go and they check it. That is only thing is a book is like they have to go to a library or take a physical source. Now students have become very handy with the phones. For everything, you just ask like where is this area, they go for the phone. So what I would say is it is necessary for us also, like it is demanding now. It is in demand only. We have to find out websites, sites which gives more information about the topic, the subjects, what is being discussed. But going for websites which are authenticated. There are good websites which gives whatever the book has, the gist of the book is being explained. Sometimes some research articles is being published on books. So you can also suggest them in that way. And once they find it that whatever the content, the syllabus things are there in that book means, then they'll go for the book. The book is like they'll go as the last option. They are not going for the book at the first stretch at all. So book teaching is becoming really outdated nowadays. And students feel like, ma'am, the book is big, the words are so complicated. They have n number of reasons to avoid the book reading, which is actually a bad thing, but still we can't do more than that. We can't force them to take a book and read, especially in our field, the medical field. The books are like gone outdated only nowadays. We actually go for websites and paper publications, which like, and one more thing, what is being done nowadays is this the students can read something, a paragraph or something only. They are not able to read. Like when we were there and when we started our education, it was like we used to read at least 4 to 5 books and then we'll take one topic. But now the students doesn't want that. So it is like we have to go with them. They wanted everything like instantly. They just put it, they get the answer. So we have to update ourselves is what I would suggest. We have to update ourselves and make sure the students is like little we can bring them to old school of books.
Yes, ma'am. To bring that humanity nature, like when we use more of technology, our we have to reinvent the wheel. It is like so in that aspect, I just wanted. So like we want to travel to the future, we also need to look at the past and learn the good experiences and also implement the good from the past. So that is what I just wanted.
Yes.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, thank you. Anything else, sir?
Dear Professor, is there any more questions to ask or share? Anything to share?
No questions as such. But only thing is like, as Madam told clearly, the reflective practices includes like, if I want to brief it up in short, it includes like 4 C's: critical thinking, collaboration, communication, and creativity, which a teacher should possess. Hope I'm audible.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. These things, and normally when we talk about the reflexive teaching, or like there is 2 types of reflexive teaching. That is reflective in action, reflective on action. In action is for us, on action is for the students. Like these 2 things I wanted
students,
to
yes, sir.
Reflective
Yes,
in action, reflective on action. In action is for the teacher, on action is for the students.
Yes, sir. Actually, I thought if I go into that, the teaching attributes will be little diverted. So I just wanted to give just a thing that there is something called that. So I didn't dive into deep into that, sir.
Fine. No, I just added these things.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for that. Yes, sir.
Sure.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Anything else or anything to be discussed?
Very good. All the 5 days sessions was very good, and in fact we could not connect few days on Google Meet, but however we connected on YouTube, and YouTube also we could not fill the feedback form, but we have tried to fill whatever the way from the day one, because in YouTube it is very difficult and in Google Meet it is easy. So that can be considered from the organizer side of it.
Sure, sir. Sure, we will, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Hello. Yeah, thank you for this opportunity. Actually, I should thank Mrs. Preeti Anil Kumar and Miss Shabib ma'am for inviting me for this. And this was really a great session and great initiative from McGregorius. And I congratulate the team for getting these things and getting these many faculties under one thing. So I hope that my session would have given at. Yes, sir. Am I audible?
Hello. Audible, madam.
Hello.
I am Paul Kumar, psychologist.
Yeah.
I am Paul Kumar, psychologist, madam. Very good explanation.
Okay.
You were very good, brief explanation.
Thank you so much.
That the teaching attributes and effective teaching, that mainly to affecting on our physiology factors, no satisfying. That how can do that? How can that do? The physiological factors no satisfying in medicinal way, in medicine and physiological way. That's teacher. How can they facing that problems? That
Yes, sir.
what to do? That
Okay, you're
explain
asking
scientifically.
about, yes, so you're asking about the empathy thing, or about, may I know which attribute you're asking, or in a general way, or physiologically how to handle the
Yes.
students you're
That
handling?
foreign country and Indian country, that compare.
Yes,
That
sir.
foreign
Yes, sir.
country is developing. Foreign country is developing everything. But our Indian country
Yes.
is no selfish to do things, then no effective. That compare to explain experimentally. That is my question, madam. Psychologist, Pawan Kumar.
Yes. Yes.
This is the suffering
Okay.
our Indian country only one. There is no self soulfully to explain scientific things, scientific secrets. That foreign country to do everything, foreign countries. But our Indian country nowadays, now 10 years back, to know explain this everything. No self soulfully. That what is problems? What are
Actually,
the problems?
the answer for, sir, the answer for your question is this FDP itself. If we are not, we are developing, sir. We are actually these FDPs prove that there are faculties ready to learn and update themselves. So we are not self-centered anymore. We are, sorry, we are actually developing with our own strategies. What we can't just like that compare with foreign countries. Yes, in US they have US, UK, European countries have certain teaching pedagogies which they follow, which we are not yet into that level. But still, what I see is we are into the development phase. Sir. We will actually come. We can't generalizely tell that we are selfish or we are self-centered now. We are actually just sharing this 5-day program. 5 faculties came. They have just shared their experience, and that has been enlightened for 100 teachers. And those 100 teachers will be taking this take home these messages, and they'll be conveying to another 50, at least in that 100 or 150 faculties change their teaching pedagogies. Then it is like a big success for the event also. So things are happening, and I agree that there are still some things has to be changed, but those things will happen eventually, sir. We are moving in the right path nowadays, so it will change. Anything else, sir, Mr. Pavan, sir?
Okay, thank you, madam. I will meet you, madam. This is not your my number. Be Pawan Kumar, psychologist.
Okay.
I'm very good psychologist. So I'm researching
Oh,
30 years back. My
okay,
earliest age,
sir.
my earliest age 7 years too old to searching in so many things.
Oh,
I'm lot of
yes,
that
sir.
information is here. Please contact me, madam.
Okay.
I will come to Bangalore, your institution.
Yes, sir.
I
Yes,
will
sir.
give so many secrets, so many world thoughts are suffering our Indian peoples. I will explain them.
Love endures forever. Psalm 106:1. Thank you, Professor Ranjani Sundar, for your valuable thought and inspiring and sharing your valuable time on your busy schedule and sharing all your insights. A special thanks for accepting our invitation and being here with us today. We are so blessed to have you, and we had an opportunity to listen to your wonderful words, ma'am. Thank you so much. So, since this being the final day of our National Faculty Development Program, let me take this good time to thank the Almighty for showering His blessings and grace on all these days for successfully making us to complete this 5 days national level faculty development program on teaching pedagogy. Let me express my sincere gratitude to our Secretary, Reverend Father Matthew Pallikunal, in absentia, for granting us permission and supporting us with his prayers. And I also extend my heartfelt gratitude to our principal, Dr. Srikanth, in absentia, for his great support and motivating for the successful completion of this FDP. And the two pillars of our college, none other than Vice Principal Shift 1, Dr. G. Gayatri, and Vice Principal Shift 2, Dr. Shalini Meher, for sharing their thoughts and extending their hands and encouraging us to conduct this program successfully. And special greetings, and we all staff owe special thanks to our IQAC coordinator, Professor Shanta, in absentia, who was behind this for this FDP. And I would be failing in my duty if I missed to share my deepest gratitude to the convener of this program, Professor P. Gabriela Gladys, who finally made a dream come true. And she has made this happen today. Thank you. Special thank you and greetings, Professor Gladys. And my special gratitude and greetings to the faculty members of my department, Professor Preeti Anil Kumar and Dr. Shamim Banu, for their support towards the successful completion of this national level FDP. Without them, this program would have not been successful. My sincere gratitude and appreciation and heartfelt thanks to all the professors of my department, and my special appreciation and thanks to Mr. Ranjit and our alumnus, Paul Ebenezer, for their technical support throughout this 5 days of program. And my dear professors and participants who actually were the real support, because without you, this program would have not been successful. Without your participation and without your registration, this program would have not been definitely successful. And really, we share our gratitude and special thanks to all the participants who were so eager and participating and encouraging us, motivating us, supporting us, giving us good thoughts and ideas to day by day. Though we had like many technical glitch and network issues from the day one, they were behind us and they were supporting us and they were motivating us to conduct this program very successfully. So my sincere gratitude and thanks to all the participants who have registered and who have been like watching this session live in YouTube and who have joined us in the Google link for the 5 days. Definitely, once again, like without you, this program would have not been a very successful. So let me take this opportunity once again to thank the Almighty for making this national level faculty development program on teaching pedagogy a grand success. And my special thanks, and I also remember all the other speakers in their absence here who have shared their support and their insight for making this session very productive and all these days. My heartfelt thanks and support to all the participants and the people behind this. If I would have missed anyone, I'm really sorry. Maybe like since we are running out of time, I just want to like conclude it. And please do remember our college, our faculty members, and everyone who are supporting this program in your daily prayers. And we will also do the same. And the other details and things, definitely we will be like sharing this in the WhatsApp group. Kindly do follow us and support us for the future endeavors. Thank you so much. Thank you once again. Wish you all the best, dear friends. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Ma'am, Gladys ma'am, shall we like wind up? Shamim ma'am, Preeti ma'am.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
The feedback form. Feedback form for this.
I'm sorry, I'm unable
He's
to hear.
asking feedback form, sir.
Sir, we have posted in the